in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to our January InTouch Forum. Happy New Year to everyone as we kick off our first InTouch Forum of what I think is going to be a very exciting 2012. We have a guest speaker with us today and talking about new integrated capabilities in the CRS to display RateGain technology. And we've got Bruce Mainzer here who's going to tell us about the capabilities and the benefits to your hotel to be able to get competitive shopping data visible directly in the CRS. So as you're making rate decisions, all kinds of decisions, you've got great capabilities. So Bruce, thanks for joining us today. We welcome you, and I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, thanks, Pam, and thank you so much for this opportunity. And I want to thank Pam and the rest of InnLink for picking RateGain to power the rate intelligence for the InnLink network, so to speak. And we feel that InnLink made a wonderful decision to partner with us because we are leader in rate extraction, competitive rate intelligence for the hospitality industry and the entire travel industry. We actually are the leading extractor of rates from the web and from GDS, so from websites as well as the GDS. We extract 2 billion rates a month. It's a lot of data. But what we're particularly proud of is we provide the data to our users in a manner that not only is easy to read, but also can be customized for their uses. So it's pretty exciting, and we love working with hotel properties because we can provide an extremely high level of service, be very responsive, provide very accurate rate intelligence at a very low cost. So if we can have the next slide. Basically, the offering that we are providing to InnLink is, and to InnLink properties, allows properties to access the rates for themselves in easy-to-look read tables, which we'll go over in a little while, versus their competitors. And we extract those rates from the GDS for your hotel from your own website, as well as the websites that you have, you're using from online travel agents like Travelocity, Expedia, etc. And also for your competitors, obviously the same websites, and also looking at their brand site. So if they it's on a Hilton or a Hyatt or whatever the competitor is, we access those sites, and you're
You stopped recording.
No, it's recording. You there?
able to see, and not only comprehensive, and we provide you with the receiving scheduled reports as well as on an on-demand basis going in and saying, I need to look at this week, for example, for the holidays, or I need to look at a few of my competitors and how they look on these 3 or 4 websites. You can always generate a report online without talking or emailing anyone, and within a few short minutes having that come back. So we call those reports on-demand reports, and obviously we call the reports that you want scheduled reports, and those would come once a week based on the parameters you provide to us. And then in addition, we allow you to customize the information so you can get the information in a visual display based on the way you like to look at the data. So if we can have the next slide, please. we're providing to InnLink users 3 different versions that you can choose based on your needs. So RateGain Lite, and sorry to Miller Lite for spelling it the same way they do, we provide an easy-to-use solution that allows you to keep tabs for yourself. You're the subscriber plus 5 competitors. It also provides a weekly scheduled report to you, and then you're allowed to run up to 2 on-demand reports a week. And you'll also be able to follow you and your competitors on 6 channels. So each channel could be either an Expedia, Travelocity, or any of the 200 or 300 websites, online travel agencies that we follow, as well as the GDS is considered a channel. And then what we call the brand.com channel is counted as once. So for example, if you are on a website, your own home website, and then you need to follow somebody on one of the competitors on Hyatt, one of the competitors on Hilton, etc. That whole channel is called brand.com, and that's counted as one channel. So it provides you with a lot of flexibility for following your competitors wherever their rates may be. The next level would be we call RateGain Pro, and this allows you to follow 7 competitors plus yourself. The on-demand reports are unlimited here, so you can run as many as you need during the week, as well as receive a weekly scheduled report, and you get to follow people on up to 9 channels. And then RateGain Advanced, for those people who really have a lot of competitors and really want to nail where they are amongst on a lot of channels. Same thing, but you get 9 competitors plus yourself, and you get to follow yourself on 10 channels. So that is very comprehensive. Next slide, please. So this will all be delivered to you through your regular interface that you use for managing your rate codes and everything through InnLink. And so if you decide to subscribe to this service, and you'll be able to subscribe through InnLink and select what you want, when you pull up under RateGain Hotel Rate on your dashboard, it will your custom dashboard will automatically pop up. So and that dashboard, as you see here, provides you with a library of all the reports that you've run, as well as an archive of reports that you've run in the past. And the reports, by the way, are stored for 6 months. So if you have any need to go back and figure out where somebody was 6 months ago, it's all online. No need for you to store any of these reports. If you look on the left-hand side with those orange numbers under Report ID, those are recent reports that have been run. And you could see on there that if you go over a few columns, you'll see report type, and it'll say on demand. This so happens to have only on demand reports here. But if you had a scheduled report, it would say also scheduled. And if it had been under status, if it was completed, it would say generated. If it hasn't been completed yet, it would say pending. So it's a lot like managing your DVR, so to speak, in terms of scheduling your reports. By the way, on-demand reports take about 20 minutes to be delivered. And the way it works is that once you submit the request to us, and I'll show you how to do that in future screens, the program goes out and starts extracting the rates, and it's usually provided to you within 20 minutes. So it's virtually instantaneous or on demand. On this report, on this page, you will see the latest completed report pop up below, and we'll go into more detail on that. But you can immediately start on your dashboard. If you just want to see the latest report, you can just scroll down on the screen and see where your rates are versus your competitors, as you see in this case. So if you can go to the next slide. I did want to point out, and this is almost a repeat of the previous slide, it's just a little more zoomed in, but when you use your mouse and you can go over a lot of these links that are underlined or in color, and we make use of a lot of mouse over information for both rates and reports. So in case you don't want to read the table and you just want to see what is in this report, when you put the cursor over that report, a pop-up window will come up, and you can see instantaneously this report was generated by a certain person on your staff. It was for 5 channels, 5 properties. It's in dollars, obviously, and it was for 31 days out. So that would seem to help you as far as, okay, which report am I looking at before you click on the report. You can go to the next slide. To basically set up the dashboard in the way that you want to, you can basically go to My Preferences, and that would be up in the navigation bar in the upper right-hand side, and then you can select the views that you like. We have a number of views. GM view is a high-level view which just shows you where your hotel rates and where it is versus the highest and lowest competitor, and doesn't show all the competitors altogether. We have a number of different ways you can view the results. You can view the results on screen, which is my preference, and I'll show you in a little while why that's a very nice tool to use. You can also look at it via a PDF where the numbers are displayed in a fixed format, or you can ask for an Excel spreadsheet, which not only allows you to view the numbers, but allows you to start manipulating the data if you have good Excel skills. And also you can decide on which kind of date format you want, because we sell this all over the world. We have to provide for people who like to see the day before the month, etc. Next slide, please. So this is an example of how you would generate reports. Under this one, you would go to the second menu item next to dashboard where it says reports, and you'll have a pull down that says generate a report, and this screen would come up. And so this would allow you to say, gee, I may now need to look at the holiday week in late December. You define your check-in date, as you see in the upper left-hand corner, the number of consecutive days that you want to be looking at this, your length of stay, number of guests, if that's an issue in some markets for changing rates, and the currency, obviously. And then all the properties that have been set up for your subscription will be in the left-hand box. Right now that box is empty because I had just pushed them all, moved them all over, all these hotels, the subscriber being the Sorel Hotel and its 5 competitors into the box. And then on the next one you have all the channels listed, but I have pushed only 2 of the channels to be reported. I then hit the submit button, which is hidden a little bit, but it's that gray box right underneath. And then another view, that would resolve to another view here where it would confirm that you have made this request, as you can see below, and it would says with the email it would be sent to. It was my email address. And then it says it will take 30 minutes. Actually, it takes far less than that. We just provide you with that information and say that, if you don't want to hang around and wait for it, we'll send you an email. Next slide, please. The email that we send will be a report notification email, and the email will basically alert you to go pick up your report. If you're no longer on the website, you can log back into the website from here, and you see that sentence below the retrieve button. But the other thing that can be done is you can just click on the retrieve button, and an Excel spreadsheet will pop up instantaneously, will be on your computer, which you can then download to your hard drive. So if you can just move on to the next slide. So this provides you with an instant retrieval of our Excel spreadsheet means of viewing your rates. What's nice about this is that we developed this capability so that even though you and maybe 2 other people at each property may have access to the interface, not everybody that you want to see reports may not have access to the interface and may not be eligible to look at the dashboard. But the email allows you to send this report just by forwarding that email to anybody, whether it be an owner or whether it be another member of your staff who doesn't have access to the particular dashboard, and they would be able to therefore get this Excel report. If you look at the bottom, each Excel report has the different views that we'll go over in a little while for these different ways of viewing your results. You can view it primarily by channels. You can view it by day of week. You can view it by rate category. And it's all flexible so that once you're on the Excel spreadsheet, you can use filters to identify which properties you want to see or not see by filtering them out. So if we can have the next slide, please. So back when you're on the dashboard, let's say you see that report comes up, and those numbers come up for a pending report that just turned live, and it'll say it's ready to view. When you click on it, the first thing you'll see is a little dialog box that comes up and says, how do you want to view it? And here I've given you an example of you can view it in Excel, you can view it on screen, or you can view it PDF. Frankly, I don't understand people who view things on PDF because you can't really manipulate data on a fixed PDF document, but we still provide that option. So on this aspect, I'm selecting on screen, and I'm selecting the channel view. And if we can have the next slide, please. And there you see how this is provided to you on screen, which provides you with a lot more interactivity than you would on Excel, and that's why I like it. Under this situation, you see the GDS, the brand, the Booking.com, these different channels for these hotels and how their rates look. Your hotel will always be the first one, the subscriber hotel, then your competitors, and then you see the rates over on the right-hand side under this view by day of the week. There's a scroll button on the lower half so that if you have obviously more than these numbers of days, it just continuously scrolls, but your hotel names stay on the left-hand side, so it's very easy to read. In this situation, the user has decided that they wanted to have a color code for any time a hotel is $20 lower and higher than themselves. So, for example, if a property is higher than yours by more than $20, it would show up in green. The actual price would show up in green. If it was lower than you by more than $20, it would show up in blue. So you can see the Wallenberg Swiss Q Hotel is showing up with a $304 price, which is outlined in green, and then on January 17th. And this report was just run yesterday, so it gives you a feel of how lively or interactive the data is. One of the things, again, I wanted to show to you is you notice in the bottom, my cursor had gone over one of the prices for the Wallenberg Swiss Q Hotel down on Booking.com, and you can see that not only does it give you more detail about the property, it actually provides you with a extraction of all the information that was on that website for describing the type of room it was. So in this case, it was a standard double queen, it was non-refundable, and it was an unqualified fare rate. These, depending on the website and the price, we extract everything conceivable about that rate. You know, we take it off that website, so you have complete information. One of the reasons that our solution is so preferred is that compared to the other solutions, rate intelligence solutions out there, we're not just giving you a number, we're giving you a lot of information about these rates. And we're giving it to you, the reason I prefer the on-screen report is we're giving it to you in a manner that you don't have to look in a back table to figure out what's happening with this rate. So it's very powerful and very easy to use. Next slide, please. This will be the last slide, but if you scroll down any of our slides, if you're a visual type of person and you need to, in the online or on-screen display, get a different view of where your rates are versus the competitors, we provide this instant graphing. Again, you mouse over the boxes or anything. In this case, we did it for the Central Plaza Hotel, and it'll tell you where it is. The color codes, which are below, shows you by which hotel is assigned, mapped to each color. But this is not only great for you to get a view of where things are and being able to scroll left to right or up and down as far as where your hotel is compared to your competitors, but many revenue managers and many directors of sales have found this invaluable in basically printing this off and running into meetings and showing to people where their rates are compared to other people's. So, you know, if you don't have good Excel skills, don't worry, because we have a lot of ways that you can basically print off those graphics. So with that, I'll end my presentation, and if there's time for questions, I can take questions. But there is a capability to, we'll always have a capability for those who are interested in providing you with a live demo, one-on-one, so you can understand more about this tool. But it's all designed to make your job a lot easier. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bruce. We can take questions, and actually just got one on our chat, so let me read this. Is the competitor's rate based on one night, or are you able to look at competitors' rates for 2 nights or 3 nights, and can you see any discounts that would be included in those rates?
Yeah, the answer is yeah, you have the full flexibility to define your the way you would look at rates. There's a length of stay parameter where you would specify number of nights, and so you could run or schedule a report, or you can run a report where you could say, I want to look at my competitors based on 1 night length of stay, based on 2 nights, based on 3 nights. So you can run different reports based on different lengths of stay.
Great. So we have a question about costs for the products, and there is a one-time setup fee that is $250, and then depending on which of the 3 levels that you choose, there are monthly fees for those, and your account managers here at InnLink will have all of that information and can go through looking at which version and how much information you want to be able to include in it, to be able to share that information with you. So it's very cost effective and can be, you know, your monthly fees will change based on the amount of information. So there is a question, is all that in one report, or do you need to run multiple reports? But I'm not sure what all that we're talking about.
It probably relates to the length of stay, and yes, there would have to be another report run for each length of stay.
And we have another question back on the slide where you showed the rates that were highlighted in green. What did the yellow and blue boxes on that screen indicate? You talked about the rate being in green and that indicating whether it was higher or lower, but what did the yellow and blue boxes indicate?
Very good. I'm glad that people were so interested. I didn't think there was enough time to go over all the features. Those are boxes or shades that tell you whether or not that competitor's rates went up or down compared to the previous scheduled report, previous week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it is really cool because then you'll be able to see, okay, whose rates have changed and whose rates have stayed the same. If they've stayed the same, there'll be no shaded box in there. So okay. That is a really cool thing to look at. And that's why the on-screen, it's like I'm trying to sell on-screen all the time, but the on-screen display is just so far superior because even though that information is in Excel spreadsheets, if you derive it and you do a lot of lookups, that's what makes the on-screen so exciting to use because you can just scroll through it and your eyes will catch things like that right away.
Yeah. So I think that's all of the questions that we've got that have come in so far, and we appreciate you being able to answer all of those. And as Bruce said, you can get this so that all of these charts are framed right in your res matrix. Log in and you've got full access to the RateGain reporting, and your account managers have got pricing for you. And we really are in a position now that we'll be implementing this March 1 and ready to do agreements as we move forward fairly quickly. So it's live and working. So anything else you want to add, Bruce?
No, we're looking forward. We find this a great way to help properties and properties of all types. And so we always love to not only provide reports that get at the very heart of your competitive nature, but we're always open to suggestions. So we look forward to working with all of your properties out there. This is going to be very, very fun for us. Thank you.
Great. Now I'm going to turn it over to Chip here. I think we've got one more slide from an InnLink perspective, and Chip, I'll let you talk to that. Chip Heisler, our Senior Manager of Marketing.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's session. I just want to let you know and review next month's session. As we start the new year, we want to create and have a session called the 2012 Res Matrix Tune-Up session, and that's going to be hosted by Jana Hobbs, one of our manager for account management and implementation. And during that session, we'll review with you things that you should do to look at as we go into 2012, items that you should do in reviewing, how you need to set up your res matrix, things you may forget about. So it is an overview, but it reminds you, so it's a tune-up session as we go forward into the year. All of our forums, as you know, can be viewed. Today's session is being recorded, as well as all of our other prior InTouch forums, and they can be viewed at our website at www.innlink.com in the InTouch forum that's circled on the screen. With that, if there's, I don't think there's any more questions, so I want to thank everybody for attending today. Thank you very much, Bruce, and we'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you.